and good day everyone, it's Grizz. We're back in the garage with the Punisher. It's time to see if we can get this bike finished. Now, I want to try and make this the last vlog, the last build series vlog on this bike, because it's been going on a bit, hasn't it? And it's just kind of lots of little jobs that I've been doing. It's not really a proper build, it's more of a restoration, get it back into some kind of fit, usable state. If you remember, we had all these kind of horrible non-functioning headlights which serve no purpose. They're not road legal. I couldn't get an MOT on it, so yeah, changed the headlights, changed the indicators, painted things up, cleaned things up, got everything working better, sorted out all that wiring that was just a mess is a bit better. But there is still some jobs I need to do before I can go get an MOT on this bike and get it on the road and into use. I need to change the coolant, that needs to happen. I need to paint the engine and the exhaust system. I'm just going to use a brush to actually paint it. It's not going to give the best finish, but I just want something to get that colour back to how it used to be, everything kind of black, everything black and red without too many other colours. And I think when the summer comes around and maybe we've got a bit more money knocking about, I will get the exhaust professionally treated and ceramic coated like I used to have it before. But at the moment I'm doing a little bit kind of bodgy jobs, I guess, really just to kind of get it looking more so how I want it, on a bit of a budget, and yeah, just basically have it looking nicer. What else is there to do? Oh, I've got to finish off, this seat is virtually finished, but it's just slightly uneven here and there, so I want to just reshape this just a little bit more and get the seat looking a little bit more uniform before I fit it in its final resting place. So I need to do that. What else? I've cleaned the chain, as you've seen already. I need to chuck a little bit of oil on that chain and maybe adjust it. I need to check that. I'm not going to know if it needs adjustment until I adjust the suspension. The suspension needs a little bit of adjustment. It's too soft at the moment, I think. What else? I need to adjust the headlights and make sure they are going to be legal for passing the MOT, the right kind of height. Now, I did come across an issue when I did have a little bit of an adjustment with it the other day, and the side light was going off. The side light's on the top here underneath the top headlamp, so I'm going to have a look at that as well and sort that out. It's probably just like a loose connection. They are cheap projector headlight beam headlights, sorry, that I bought on eBay, so I'm going to have a look at those, and maybe I just need to check the connection over. I think it's probably on the body of the side light there, but I'll have a closer look at that. So that's another job I need to do. Other jobs that were bothering me was things like the mirrors. So I've got some new mirrors and I need to move all the handlebars, or not the handlebars, but the handlebar grips and the switches, and more importantly as well, obviously, is the levers as well. So I wasn't happy with the positioning of everything there. It just doesn't feel natural, and I think the levers are kind of sitting on a wrong angle, so I need to adjust all things like that as well. Another little niggly issue, as I said in the last video, was using the rear brake. The return spring on the rear brake switch isn't working properly, and I need to maybe change the spring, but I need to suss out that and get that working properly, because as it works at the moment it wouldn't pass an MOT. So that's another job. What else? That's about it really. I need to make sure I got the speedo working correctly. I fitted a spring, I fitted a magnet and relocated, or located should I say, the speed pickup on the front, but I need to play some more with that. So there are actually quite a lot of jobs that still need to be done. They're just little jobs, and also a couple of big jobs. I think the biggest job is just going to be getting that engine and exhaust cleaned up, getting all that sticky lube that flung off of the chain onto the engine casing, and any other dirt and grime there. Get it nice and clean, get it dry, free of any grease, so then I can paint it up and get a better finish on it. Something that's going to be a bit more pleasing to the eye. Now it's freezing cold out. I've got all my heaters on. I've got like 12 layers on here, and it's flipping decided to start pouring down as well. So I'm trying to keep the bike clean, but I need to actually get this coolant drained out. I was hoping to take the camera outside and film the draining of the coolant and flushing of the system and refreshing the coolant, but as it stands at the moment, the weather's not good enough and I can't put the cameras out. So I'm going to crack on, get the coolant changed. You've seen me do it before. Have a look back on the Ducati 916 when I changed the coolant. It's quite a simple process, but it is a process worth knowing. It's one you can easily do at home, so check that out, have a look at that. It is basically the same process that I have to do on the old Fireblade here. So yeah, check that out. I'm going to get on with it. I'm going to get the fluid drained out. Hopefully I don't get the bike too filthy. Then I'm going to get it back in. I'm going to start, maybe I'm going to have a closer look. I might take the exhaust system off the bike so I can just gain better access and give everything a better cleanup. I'll have a look at it. I'm going to check out those engine bolts, the bolts that are sticking, the manifold bolts, shall I say, that are actually holding the exhaust system on. I don't want to get into another situation like I did with the Hayabusa. You all seen what happened there, just trying to change the exhaust over and shearing off a bolt in the head, and yeah, having to fix that issue. I don't want to have to do it at this late stage with the Punisher. So I'll be checking all those things out, and we'll kind of report to you as we make the video. Can I make it into one video? I don't know, but I will try. Let's push on, let's get it done. Full steam ahead. Right guys, radiator is off. Rather than me just changing the coolant and refreshing it, I thought it might be a good idea to get the old radiator off, or get the radiator off should I say, and get some better access to the engine. I've already had a little bit of a clean up outside and got rid of the most of the dirt, but it would be nice, I think, to probably remove the exhaust, clean it up properly, clean up the engine exhaust properly, and you know, it's just like in areas in here, access isn't going to be great. Let me see. Sorry, my camera work is so shoddy, so are my lights, but yeah, I need to kind of get in right in amongst it all and clean it up and paint it all. Now let's be honest, this isn't going to be the world's best job. I'm literally going to paint all this by hand. In an ideal world, what I would be doing is dropping the engine out and doing it properly, but Grizz just is not in the mood for it. So I'm gonna literally take the exhaust off, get some paint and brush it on. Ideally what I would be doing is dropping that engine out and sanding it all down, cleaning it all up properly and repainting it, but it's just more of a quick fix I guess at the moment. I will at some point have the engine out completely and yeah, do a proper job of it. So basically I'm going to do a little bit of a quick job just to paint up. It's quick and cheerful. I've had a look at these exhaust bolts, nuts and bolts and stuff, and yeah, they're all kind of, I've loosened them off slightly, and they all look like they're going to come out without too much hassle. I don't think I'm going to break anything. I've gone through my arsenal of nuts and bolts and found all the exhaust nuts and bolts I've got. I think these are going to be too short. There was the ones off the Hayabusa, but I have got some old rusty ones here, which I'm inclined to replace. Things like these, I don't know, put these on, but the kind of got like a couple of nuts on the end on the manifold there. So yeah, I'm pretty confident I can get this exhaust off, get it cleaned, get it painted up. It's not going to look amazing, but it's going to look better than it is at the moment. Like I said, I don't want to waste too much time on this bike, and it will be a a job revisited at some point, but at the moment I just want to get it looking a little bit better and get on and enjoy it. I've got kind of a lot of dirt on this bike at the moment, just trying to clean it up. I sprayed it in brake cleaner, but I need to continue with that cleanup operation before I can get some paint on it. Anyway, let's get the exhaust off and see what the see what we can do. Let's get it on, or actually let's get it off. Right, after a bit of jiggery pokery, the exhaust is off. Let's have a closer look at it and have a look at the engine and stuff as well. Right, here is the downpipes. Yeah, they're not looking bad. They need a cleanup, as we know. They're not horrendous though, they're pretty clean. Everything on this bike isn't really horrendously dirty, but it does, or these exhausts anyway, need a good cleanup before I get any paint on them. Yeah, so that is the exhaust. What's the engine look like? Right, so here it is. It's not horrendously dirty, but it does need, I think it warranted getting the exhaust off so I can clean things up even more. I can get rid of some more of this paint. Can you see here? Like, it is just kind of barely hanging on in places. So I will chip away at the old paint and try and get as much of this removed as I can, and yeah, get it cleaned up, get it ready for paint, and get it painted. Let the fun begin. Right guys, so now I have kind of finished, I think, cleaning the engine. It doesn't look amazing, it looks a little bit, I could probably spend a lot more time on it cleaning it up, but I'm happy with that. The paint will definitely stick to that and it will tide me over until I eventually probably drop the engine out and do a full refurb of the engine again at a later point. Now I'm going to move on to the exhaust. Going to clean this exhaust up and prep it for painting, and then I can start painting the engine and the exhaust. Let's crack on. Right, that is all the exhaust system wiped down, clean, prepped, ready to go. I've also done the engine as well. I'm not going to show you everything because it's going to be a really long video. Right, I am using Granville Cylinder Black, satin black, high temp paint. It's for exhaust system and engine cases, and you need no primer. Apparently this is one coat stuff. I've never used it before, so I'm not sure how good it's going to be. It says uses Granville cylinder black is satin and finish, heat resistant up to 450 degrees centigrade in just one coat. Product will cover clean core metal surfaces or recoat existing black surfaces. No primer necessary, just apply a single coat. So it's going to be interesting to see if this will actually do it in a single coat. What else does it say? No primer necessary, single coat. Use on exhaust systems, engine cases, barrels, cylinder heads, etc. Cylinder black is formulated to resist cracking and flaking and will protect metal surfaces from corrosion. Ensure the surface to be painted is clean and dry. So we've done that. I've sanded down the exhaust. It's I used 800 grit. It was quite a strong sanding, but I think it will help this paint adhere to the metal. And we shouldn't see any kind of scratches and things like that. We'll see how we go though. I am probably going to send off this exhaust though at a later date to be ceramic coated, so don't despair if it doesn't look amazing. It's going to be better than what it is for me anyway at the moment. Stir the contents thoroughly and apply using a soft clean paintbrush. I've got two brushes up to hand. This is the first one I'm going to start off with, and you also use some white spirit for cleaning your brush. So yeah, that's it. Let's get it on. I'm going to do the exhaust first, and then I'm going to move on to the engine. I've raced on a bit and flipped it over. I did make a mistake because I should have painted these collars first and then kind of like tape them in place and let them dry. But anyway, the full exhaust has been coated. I've used like that much paint. Can you see? Sorry. It's not the best light in here. It's not the best finish, let's be honest. It never was going to be. You cannot get a spot-on finish with using paint and a brush, as I've shown you guys before when I was doing the brake caliper on the ZX-10R with taffy, but I think alcohol was also to blame for that. But anyway, this is meant to be satin black, and at the moment it's looking extremely gloss black. Yeah, I'm going to let this set and harden. Apparently it doesn't harden completely until the engine is started. It's not perfect. It was never going to be. Ideally what I would have done was spray paint this, but it's just too cold to spray paint. You would just end up with a bit of a mess, and I've got a bit of a mess anyway, so maybe I should have spray painted in 3 degrees, damp 3 degrees, I don't know. The engine though is just not even an option without dropping that engine out. There's no way I'm going to spray paint it, so yeah, I'm going to have to paint it. Anyway, I'm going to get on and paint the engine. This video is going to be stupidly long. Right. Right, I'm done. Dun dun dun. Yeah, some of you obviously are going to like this, some of you aren't. I like it. It brings everything back into the color scheme that I did it originally, which I'm much happier with. Yes, it would have been much better to have dropped that engine out and paint it and clean it up correctly, but it is what it is. I'm happy with it. It's looking more like how I want it to look. The exhaust is also all done. Just gonna wait for that to harden off along with the engine, and I can reassemble. Right guys, that's enough for today. I would love to finish this off, but it's Sunday evening. It's my birthday. I'm 51 today, so I'm going to go in with Taffy and enjoy a nice birthday treat meal and maybe a drink or two, and start editing the video for you guys. I hope you enjoy. Hopefully the next one I hope I can get this bike finished and we can start having some fun with the Punisher and get onto some of the other bikes. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed. I know today wasn't my shining moment, but it is what it is. It's getting there a bit further, and I'm a bit happier with the Punisher. Thanks for watching. See you soon. Cheers. Bye.